My dear children of class 12, let us discuss the question answers along with the images of indigo by Louis Fisher. Now, Gandhiji Satyagraha in India was at Champaran in Bihar in 1917 for the much exploited peasants of that district, who were compelled by the British indigo planters to grow indigo on 15% of their land instead of the food crops necessary for their survival, and part with the whole crop for rent. These goods were bought from them at a very low price. The news that a Mahatma had arrived to inquire into their sufferings spread like wildfire, and thousands of peasants left their villages to tell him of their woes. Those with vested interests were up in arms, and the police superintendent ordered Gandhi to leave the district. Gandhi refused and was summoned to appear in court the next day. Thousands of peasants followed him there. The magistrate postponed the trial and released him without bail, as Gandhi refused to furnish any. Later the case was withdrawn and Gandhi proceeded with his inquiry. Along with the inquiry, he educated peasants in the principles of Satyagraha and taught them that the first condition of freedom was freedom from fear. He felt that free people must learn to stand on their feet. But the more he worked for the people, the less was his presence welcome to the government, who were at last obliged to set up a committee of inquiry. The report of the committee, of which Gandhi was a member, went in favor of the tenant farmers. The success of his first experiment in Satyagraha in India greatly enhanced Gandhi's reputation in the country. Now, in page 47, under Think As You Read, you see two multiple choice questions are there. Number 1, strike out what is not true in the following. Number A, Rajkumar Shukla was, the options are sharecropper, a politician, a delegate, a landlord. The answer will be a sharecropper. Number B, Rajkumar Shukla was, the options are poor, physically strong, illiterate. The answer will be poor and illiterate. Now, question number 2. Why is Rajkumar Shukla described as being resolute? Rajkumar Shukla was a resolute man, as he was determined to take Gandhi to Champaran to champion the cause of the poor sharecroppers. When Gandhi said that he had a prior arrangement to go to Kanpur and to other parts of India, Shukla went everywhere with him. He also followed Gandhi to his ashram near Ahmedabad and stayed there for weeks and begged him to visit Champaran. Gandhi finally agreed to go with him and asked him to take him to Champaran from Calcutta. Question number 3. Why do you think the servants thought Gandhi to be another peasant? The answer will be Shukla took Gandhi to the house of Rajendra Prasad, who was out of town. But the servants knew of Shukla as a poor farmer. They therefore presumed Gandhi to be another peasant. Now, in page 49, question number 1. List the places that Gandhi visited between his first meeting with Shukla and his arrival at Champaran. Gandhi met Shukla in Lucknow. From there, Gandhi went to Kanpur and to other parts of India. Then Gandhi returned to his ashram near Ahmedabad. He later went to Calcutta and from there to Patna in Bihar. Gandhi then decided to go to Muzaffarpur, which was an en route to Champaran, and finally to Champaran. Question number 2. What did the peasants pay the British landlords as rent? With the same question, what did the British now want instead and why? With the same question, what would be the impact of synthetic indigo on the prices of natural indigo? Now the answer will be most of the cultivable land in the Champaran district was divided into large estates owned by Englishmen where Indian tenants worked. The chief commercial crop was indigo. The landlords forced the tenants to plant 15% of their land with indigo and give up the whole indigo. The landlords had learned how Germany had developed synthetic indigo. Thus, they forced the sharecroppers to sign arrangements and agreements to pay them compensation to be released from the 15% arrangement. The sharecroppers who refused these arrangements engaged lawyers, and to counter them, the landlords hired musclemen. But when the information about synthetic indigo reached the peasants who had signed the agreement, they wanted their money back. Now, how do we know that ordinary people too contributed to the freedom movement? Under understanding the text. Now the answer will be, the author mentioned several ordinary people who contributed to the Home Rule movement in different capacities. On his way to Champaran in Muzaffarpur, Gandhi stayed in Muzaffarpur for 2 days in the home of Professor Malkani, a teacher in a government school. For a government servant, Malkani showed a great deal of courage by giving shelter to a person who was fighting for home rule. In Champaran at the railway station, there was a crowd to greet him. Motihari was also teeming with peasants, though they did not know about Gandhi's achievements. But their gathering in huge numbers was the beginning of their freedom from fear of the British. This was a proof that the power of the Britishers could be challenged by Indians. The lawyers, after meeting Gandhi, assured him that they would, quote, arrest. Civil disobedience, a movement of the people, won for the first time in modern India. Gandhi and the lawyers then conducted a detailed enquiry into the grievances of the farmers. They prepared cases for about 10,000 peasants and collected relevant documents. The masses helped Gandhi, who was not satisfied with only political or economic solutions. What concerned him was the cultural and social backwardness in Champaran. He requested teachers to educate the masses. 2 young men, Mahadev Desai and Narhari Parikh, and their wives volunteered to do this work. Several more, including Devdas, Gandhiji's youngest son, joined in. Kasturba Gandhi too taught personal cleanliness and community sanitation. Volunteers from amongst the masses rendered unflinching support.